Welcome to Toe to Toe, a podcast for realtors where you'll witness a battle of opinions about topics affecting your real estate business. There are many ways for realtors to achieve success. The secret is to find which approach will work for you. Now, always in your corner, here are your hosts, Jen Mertland and Monica Weekly.
Welcome to another episode of Toe to Toe. I'm Jen Mertland, and here with my constant opponent, Monica Weekly. Crowd favorite.
Right.
So each episode, we choose a different real estate topic to battle about, and we go toe to toe, arguing our differing opinions.
Here's what you know, guys. You know the reason we're doing this is because there is more than one way to be successful in real estate, and we just want you to find that way. Find your authentic path. Find what feels right to you, what feels organic, and when you do, you're going to love your business, you're going to love your clients, and quite frankly, you're going to bring a lot more success into your business for sure. So today's throwdown, we're going to talk about earnest money.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, at first blush, you might think
man.
you might not think this is a hot topic, but was it?
It is,
Oh, boy. So do you need earnest money? Should you do earnest money? All the questions around that. Jen, take it away.
No.
Are you done?
That's it. You don't freaking need it. It's stupid.
Now, listen, I get it. You don't need it. Now, I don't know about that in every state. I know in Ohio,
Well, whatever,
you don't need
legal
it.
stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
You need consideration. So, like, okay, $1.
$1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So why are you so adamant about that?
Because it's stupid.
Well, but it can't be that stupid,
It's
or we wouldn't be
stupid.
doing it.
Okay, listen. Well, first of all,
That's not true.
that is the worst assumption ever,
That's
just
very true.
because we're doing it. Okay.
My apologies.
No problem.
Okay.
All right. So I think that earnest money provides a false sense of security. And obviously, I only work in 2 states, so I don't know how the other states are, but our state contract is very heavy representative of the buyer. The buyer can get out for any reason, which is not fine. Also a different topic
Correct.
and a huge soapbox. But anyway, I understand the argument in which you're probably going to say, and maybe I don't know, but I'm guessing that you're going to say something about skin in the game, which is a weird expression, but we'll move on.
It is a weird expression.
I think, though, there has been not so many times, I'm exaggerating, but there has been often times that buyers even back out of the contract on the final instant. And in this case, the buyer and the seller have to sign a form to, like, I don't even know what it's called, cancel the contract or whatever it's called.
Right.
And in that form, the buyers and sellers have to agree where the earnest money goes. So it's BS. I was gonna have to be bleeped.
Oh, wow.
It's BS because if the buyer and the seller can't agree in both of our states, like Ohio and Kentucky, it goes to somewhere, and then in a certain amount of time, it just reverts to the buyer. So it's crap. It's a false sense of security. It means nothing.
It may ultimately be a false sense of security, but it certainly is a nod towards a level of seriousness and
Lies.
and ability
Lies.
to buy. Not in all cases.
Lies.
However, if I have 2 otherwise equal apple-to-apple contracts, and one person has written in $10,000 and one person has written in $500, tells me a lot more about that client's financial situation. I can assume. I could be wrong, but I could assume. And B, just level of interest.
I just think it's like a really false sense of security. A lot of people agree with you. And often you get a lot of the agreement. But that doesn't mean you're right.
Correct.
And I sell a lot of houses. So.
Just majority rule, that's all.
Well, majority rule isn't always right. I think we can.
That's true.
I just think that it's false. Like the buyer's agents say, hey, this means that my buyer's more serious, but it doesn't. It doesn't mean that at all because there's 27 ways in the freaking contract for them to get it back. And even if they don't agree with the seller on getting it back, they still get it back.
You are very passionate about earnest money. I'm going to tell you.
It's so dumb. And if we are going to have earnest money, make it the entire down payment.
You mean the whole, what if they're not coming with a bank loan?
Well, then don't worry about it. I don't know. I'm just saying, if we're going to have it, get in
there. Go all the way.
If we're going to have it, get in there. And then otherwise, don't worry about it. But even with that, they would still be able to get out of it. It's stupid.
Have you ever had an earnest money dispute at the end of a deal?
Yes.
Yes. And do you think that when buyers have skin in the game, which, okay, I don't like it either, but you know what I'm saying,
Right.
that perhaps they might consider an extra moment or two before they make a knee-jerk decision to walk away, meaning they care for and think about the other side for a second, because that's why the earnest money is there.
Yeah, but I think in Ohio and Kentucky, a lot of times this earnest money is equivalent to 1%, or if it's like a VA loan or something like that, it may only be like $500.
Mm-hmm.
And 1% in our market, the average, sale price is like $250. It's just not, I don't think it's enough. No.
I think it's a psychological constraint.
I agree with you.
Way.
Okay.
In a good way. Because
can they see my eye rolls on this?
Yeah, they can. Okay, you know this. Buyers are crazy.
What?
Buyers are liars. Buyers are...
I think they're just emotional.
They're emotional. They're quick to make decisions. Everything's heightened during a deal. And a buyer who has no skin in the game, i.e. earnest money, and gets one little bit sideways on some part of the deal will walk. And the earnest money is designed to sort of put up a little bit of a barrier that says, hold on, before you walk.
Well, then why can't we, there's got to be then a better way and better protection for the seller, because here's the problem. It's like, okay, let's say all that's true. Like psychologically, it tells the buyer like all the stuff you just said, but then there's all these different ways that they can get it back. And most of the time they end up getting it back. Or even if they like, quote unquote, don't get it back right away and it has to be held in escrow for a couple of years, the seller has still taken their house off the market. Mm-hmm. They've lost momentum and they don't get any compensation for that. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if there's just like, maybe if we're going to have it, a better way to do it.
Maybe if it was a non-refundable, this goes to the seller no matter what, unless inspection, whatever, but it always defaults to the seller.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Or I think in Canada, and I would love for our Canadian agents to weigh in on this, I think that they do pending process a little bit differently, whereas like it doesn't go, they can still accept offers, and it's like, I think it's whoever can release all their contingencies first is actually the pending contract.
Whoa.
Boom. Let's get that.
I like it.
Do we have any Canadian agents
Where
out
are the
there?
Canadians
Where you at?
Hey, where you at, eh?
Hey. All right.
I like that. Yeah, it's truly interesting. From a administrative standpoint, total freaking nightmare.
Total nightmare.
No doubt. Pain in the arse.
So if we're going with majority rules, the sellers don't really, once they understand the contract, they realize it's stupid. The agents, it's stupid for them, and only the buyers like it. So I think majority rules in this case, and there should be no earnest money.
Okay. I think we just changed the law. I'll call the state of Ohio today. Let them know.
Should we go back to our corner?
I think we should.
Yeah,
I'm sure I have more points around this.
I feel like we do. All right, we're going to take a short break and hear a word from our sponsor. And when we return, we'll have the final punches.
Do you have an entrepreneur mindset? Do you believe in the power of building wealth versus just selling houses? There's a new kind of business model for realtors, and you owe it to yourself to see why top agents and teams are aligning their future with the fastest growing real estate company in the world. eXp Realty, tomorrow's brokerage today. For more information or a private discussion, go to the Toe to Toe Podcast Facebook page and send a private message telling us you'd like to learn more about eXp Realty.
Welcome back. Now, before we ring the bell for the final round, please know this. Jen and I took this to the streets for a street fight.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. All right. We surveyed a bunch of agents across the country and asked them how they felt about earnest money. What did we get, Jen?
Listen to this, man. Facebook is a crazy place. I just learned how to use this once you taught me like a year ago or whatever it was.
I can't. I don't.
It's crazy. Yeah. I don't like it. Anyway, so within 12 hours, we had 458 comments on this.
On earnest money.
Earnest money. And I don't know if you would be shocked to know.
But who do they agree with?
Well, simmer down. The people that agreed with you were very
Condescending?
Little condescending and judgy.
Oh, now people, my people. My
You
people.
need to speak to them.
Please do not be condescending. We know we're right, but it doesn't feel
You're
good.
wrong.
You rub it in.
You're wrong. The people that agreed with me, we all understand the same thing because maybe, I don't know, maybe we've read the contract. Maybe we can understand things at a higher level.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's not condescending. Good thing you're not condescending.
Well, that's a good point.
All right.
All right. So Sophia Renee said, if you don't have earnest money set aside, you aren't ready to buy. Financial responsibility and accountability needs to be a thing. So yes.
So there you go. Sophia.
I mean, that's
my people.
assuming things that weren't said.
Okay.
April Malavet, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry,
Awesome.
April.
Hi, April.
She said, years ago, I represented a buyer with $1 earnest money. The seller thought I was crazy. The transaction was seamless. The buyer is still loving and living in the home. One of the best transactions ever.
All for $1.
All caps, ever.
Ever. Actually, as we're sitting here, somebody is writing a comment in this still. It's how many days old?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it's not that old, but there's a lot of people.
All right, Jen, let's get back inside the ring and close out with our final round. You've got 1 minute to make your point.
We don't need it.
Are you done?
That's
Are you
it.
finished? I mean,
Boom.
all right. I like earnest money. I think it enables me to have a conversation with the buyer about their level of seriousness. It allows me to have a conversation with them about, hey, we don't get to just willy-nilly change our mind here, right? Like, you get this. So you can't wake up tomorrow and just say, I was just kidding. Like, there's a consequence, and it allows me to put a consequence in. And I just think
but it's a fake one.
Well, you ever heard of invisible fences for pets?
Those aren't fake. They actually zap them.
Well, only once. And then they never need it again. They just know where the line
really?
is. Yes. It doesn't zap every time. They stay away from the line, which is what I want buyers to do. I want them
but they never get zapped.
They do once.
They don't because they can get it back.
Under the terms of the contract.
I mean, not really.
Well, sure. Inspections.
No, because if they change their mind, then the buyer and seller both have to agree on what happens with the earnest money. If they don't agree, many of the contracts are written that at some point the buyer ends up getting it back. It's not like it goes into a black hole or gets donated to charity. You know what? Maybe that's what should happen.
Charity.
Boom. Solve the problem.
Now would you be for earnest money?
Love it. I want it all.
No, that's awesome.
It's so good. It has to be the terms of the contract or up front when you sign.
Check the box.
Check the box on the charity.
We are calling the state of Ohio.
On it.
Got it. Done. All right. I think that's going to need to be the end of this discussion.
Yes.
Who would have known that earnest money could have created such hype? Wow. All right. Going to have to be the end. Do you think there was a knockout today?
Yes.
Do you agree with Jen?
Yes.
Or do you agree with the masses and Monica?
Are you just a sheep and want to follow the herd? Or do you want to stand out?
Go to our Facebook page. That's Toe to Toe Podcast. And comment and vote. Who do you think won today's Toe to Toe battle?
We hope you enjoyed the battle, and we hope that you heard some different perspectives and that you can take away something from this that will help you and your business.
I'm taking away your earnest money is what I'm taking away. You're done.
Whatever.
Hey, when you bought your last house, did you put earnest money down?
I did.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's all for today, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye, Monica.
Bye, Jen.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Toe to Toe Podcast. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you get updates when new episodes are available. And we truly love feedback and would appreciate all likes, reviews, and suggestions for future topics.